Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Vicky, and today I'm going to be making this very pretty, sparkly fall hanger. So for this project, we're going to take a vinyl covered wire hanger, some pipe cleaners, some different mini ornaments, some deco mesh, some really pretty ribbon that I have, this orange wired ribbon, and some red tulle, and various fall assorted small findings, acorns, pine cones, and these little velvet pumpkins I may use as well. So we'll see what we think as we're doing it. And the first thing you need to do is make your hanger into a straight shape. Now you can do any shape, but I wanted to make a long one, so this is what I did with it. So the next thing to do is to take the pipe cleaners and attach them to the hanger so you can later attach the deco mesh to it. And I use the yellows because it will mostly match my color choices. And then I tied them into not quite a knot, I just turned them over each other twice, about every 4 inches the whole way down. Because that should be enough to attach all your deco mesh and to keep the hanger as a straight line, which is what I'm going for. And I ended up with 5 pipe cleaners. That seemed like the right spacing. Then I started with the orange deco mesh to make sort of the base. And the first thing you do is you just unroll some and sort of fold the ends under into a little bunch so that you can't see the rough cut edges. And then I twist over twice with the pipe cleaner to hold it in place there. And next you bunch it up a little so that you have a little fluff, and then tie it to the next pipe cleaner. And then you just continue on till you have the whole thing covered. And before the last thing, I cut off the ends, and then again I fold under the ends so I don't see the rough edges, and attach it using the last pipe cleaner. So you do have a little bit of orange sticking out both the top and the bottom. Next, I took this multicolored deco mesh. This came from Michael's last year. And I'm going to do the same thing with it. I'm going to unroll it. I'm going to roll up the ends to fit it into the first pipe cleaner. And then this one, I'm going to do sort of along each side. So I'll do to the left, then I'll do to the right with my fluffs. So next I'm going to take this piece of gold deco mesh that I had left over from another project. I'm going to leave the rough edges on it and not cut them off or try to fold them under. So I'm going to put this sort of opposite from where I put the multicolored mesh, where I went right before I'll go left now. So the next thing to do was to take some orange wired ribbon, and starting from the bottom, because the gold mesh did not go the whole way down. It was a little bit of a shorter piece. And I'm going to do a similar thing with this. I'm going to fold the end to make it a little poofy and tuck it in so that I can attach it with the pipe cleaner, do a double twist, and then just keep going up the hanger with the orange. And you can see I'm adjusting a little bit as I go along to see how it looks and decide how much of a poof I want from the ribbon. So the next step is this red glitter tulle. Now this I've had for a long time. I probably bought it at Michael's, but you can get this tulle just about anywhere, usually in the floral section as opposed to the crafting sections. And I thought it would make a nice contrast with the orange and the gold and the more more fall colors to give it a little more of that sort of autumn maple leaf look. So I just wrapped it in around, sort of around the orange ribbon. And I made it a little more poofy where I was attaching it with the pipe cleaner, so I'd have little poofs every few inches. So the next step is just to poof everything up and decide if you like how it looks. Is it full enough? Can you see the hanger? And I think that it is about right. I'm not going to add any more stuff at this point. And then you want to flip it over and pull the pipe cleaners back to the back and tie them around. Again, I do a double twist so that it's kind of a, not quite knotted, but sort of knotted. And then I fold the ends in so that the metal parts aren't sticking out, so you don't poke yourself if you go to pick it up by the back. I mean, it has a hanger on it, so you normally won't need to do that. You know, you can just grab it by the top of the hanger, but just to be safe, I fold those ends under. And then you just want to poof everything up really well again, because now we're going to add the embellishments. And you want to be able to decide where the best spot for them is after it's the way it's going to look the way you want it to. So next step is to lay out some of the embellishments and decide which ones you want on the piece and which ones don't really suit. Now you could lay it out really completely, but I just sort of tested the colors and decided what sort of things I would like to do. And then I took the hot glue gun and started hot gluing. So this, I guess it's made out of a reed or some sort of sticks. This little stick ball, and I think it's pretty cool. I bought a multi-pack of various fall items on Amazon last year. And I just started hot gluing. As you can see, I have pine cones and some acorns, different colored acorns. And this is one of the more fun parts, is hot gluing things on and seeing how it comes out. The good thing with the hot glue is once it dries, if you don't end up liking how it looks, you can always take them off and start over, because the hot glue is easy to remove. So just have fun with it. And I think the only thing I think of when I'm trying to add these embellishments is, on something like this, it's a straight line, but the bottom is a little wider, so I put more of the bigger things on the bottom. But I want a nice mix of colors too, so I spread things around. So at this point, you want to take a good look at it and see if you like what you did. I was thinking about putting these velvet pumpkins on there, but I didn't end up doing it because I liked the way it looked with just the brown and the orange. But you could do a lot more pumpkin-y type stuff if you had different colors. And this one made me happy just the way it is, so I'm going to pretty much stop here and see how it looks on the door. So you can see how lovely it looks hanging on the door. And it was so easy and inexpensive, and you can really just use up any kind of fall colors and small things that you have. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.